Hi, welcome back to my series on Transport Fever 2. We are in Brighton and we have just completed our Brighton railway station. It's got a cargo hub and passenger trains here. Now, the only lines that are running are still the passenger lines only. But I have done a fair bit of work on, getting this area ready for expansion. So we are hooked into the waste and steel, and I've got some platforms there ready to go. We've got a good connection in on the right here, and then we've got a whole heap of connections into Hastings. Okay, I would really like to turn my attention away from Southampton and really focus on our industries around Brighton, in particular the meat heading into the food, which means we'll need grain into cattle and fish and cattle into the meat. We need the meat to go to the food. With the fuel, I'm going to need the oil sands from over at Southampton to come over here to the fuel. The fuel to distribute through Brighton, and the sand to go up to the construction materials. If we could get the fuel and the food running, that would be amazing actually. And then that would leave us with our waste into steel into tools, which we could hopefully focus on next episode. Okay, so I'm going to need let's put in a couple of lines to get started with. So we've got conmats coming in here and conmats heading out of here round the corner. So really, this is our meat and food line here. Now I am thinking over at Southampton, I think I had this running off the back too, so I might swap that. No, let's leave it like that. Let's run the meat off one of these. Let's say the right hand line. Okay, new line, cargo. Into cargo here. Now, I really want it to use one of these two. Okay, so it's not too bad. I think with this will go 6, which will kill that, but that will push that to 6 as well. Now 6 is the far end, so we'll make it 7, which will be the short end up here. And then that will give us, yeah, straight through run through the middle here. We don't want to stop there at the waist. And we can use that platform. Okay. Okay, we'll call it Brighton Meat and Food, and that's essentially what it's going to carry. Maybe it's Brighton Hastings Meat and Food, but anyway, that will do for now. But we won't be moving any meat until we've got some fish, right? So we'll need a fish line here, and it will come in on the back side. And so it's going to carry fish as well. So I have not put a connection there, a point, so that they can double track it, but I have put a point on this side. Okay. So I don't have a name for this station over here. So I'll just leave it as that for now, but I'll need to come up with a name of that town there. Okay, so that's Hastings Fish. Oh, I do have a line here to be able to connect to here with a passenger train. So let's do that as well while we're here. And we'll put a connection into there. Okay, so we've got Rye over here. I'm going to rename it Rye East. I know that's silly. But it might be a reminder that I need to rename that. Okay. Okay, and I'll rename that Train Passenger Express Rye East. Okay. Okay, so we can get fish in to get it started, and then we can take the fish down, meat back, food back. Now that's kind of interesting because we're going to have a lot more goods coming down this side with the 800 food heading this way and 400 meat heading this way. That's what happened over at Southampton. So instead of moving the cattle down here is what I was thinking. I was thinking of running a line up here, pick up some grain, drop it off, and then bring the cattle back down and then ship the cattle across to here. It might be better if I grab the grain, grab the cattle, and bring it straight down here to the meat. What would you take back? Nothing. It would be an empty run. So like whether it's an empty run back this way or an empty run back this way, there really isn't much of a difference. How about we leave the cattle till last? Okay, I can get a train. Actually, we did get a new train. I think two. Russian Class B, 50 kilometers an hour. Well, the train that we're using is 72 with almost 800 horsepower. Not even close in horsepower. Not even close in horsepower. But what they do have is 70 tractive effort. I guess the Baldwin would be really good to go up a mountain. I'm going to continue to use the Pacific. We'll go 160 meters. We're going to pause. We're going to put it on Hastings Fish. How do I get a train? I think I destroyed... I don't have a... train depot for the passenger line. I think I blew it up, right? What about train building? Any chance it slides into there without blowing everything up? Oh, wow. We'll take that. That was a little fluky, wasn't it? And we'll just pop it into there. Okay. We can buy passengers. Now, is this the one that we were using before, or did we... Are these new, or... Well, I don't think I need a 600 meter train for this. I don't expect many passengers to be... Let's put that on, and we'll compare it to the cars we're using. I'm not sure they're the same. It's been a little while since I did any passenger work. We want it on new, which is east, right, east. Okay, and we'll want a train on the meat, which can come out of here. So this can carry fish, can carry meat, can carry food, can carry cattle. We will need to see the bright yellow line. Brighton meat and food. Okay, so that should get the fish moving down to here, the meat moving back, and then the food. Now I will need food distribution, so let's have a quick look at where our food is. Now I was thinking maybe no food over this side of Brighton. This is Worthing, right? So maybe no food distribution over here. There isn't much, if there is any. I actually can't see much food over this side. Are they spawning food over here? Maybe the colors would help me, actually. Let's go with the colors. No blue whatsoever. Look at that. Okay, so all the food is over this side. And over here. And it would be cool if I could move some of this fuel out of here and make this food only. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Do I want to do that now? No, let's just... Well... Where does that go to? The road here. All right, I am going to do that now, actually. Let's have a look. There's not a lot here. It's a bit more than what I would have liked. Okay, so I can see 2 here, 1 here. Don't think I missed any. We'll have one more look. Oh, there's 2 there. Let's get rid of that. We won't worry about the residential that's here. Okay. All right, we need a line here that brings food down. So I don't really want to use this one because I think that's fuel up. Unless I swap them over. Because this one does need... Yeah, so I'll come straight through and pick up here the food and then drop the food. I think we'll try that. There's going to be a lot of food coming down here, right? Okay, we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we'll call that New Haven food. And do I've left some room here for some train depots. I think that's probably a good choice in there. It has access to both. So we can go rail building depot. Which way do we want to face? Let's face this way. And what if we put it up here? Does that make any sense? No, let's put it in line with this one. Well, that's not the best for the future, is it? The problem will be is that the problem will be whether it fits in there. I'm pretty sure it does. But that should be fine now. Okay. We want Okay, so we've got our food train. We want it on to New Haven Food. I think that is a complete line. So let's run that. And what do we get? We're looking for a passenger train out of here and the fish train. That is the meat train. That's our passenger train. Look at that. They're different cars, right? Where's our... Yeah. So it carries 132, and our existing trains carry 128. I think they're faster as well, aren't they? Let's have a quick look. 60. I think I'll take some time at the end of this episode to upgrade all of our passenger cars to that one. Okay, so here's our meat train. I'll just need them all to run for a minute. Didn't I make a fish train? Well, I've got fish sitting on the platform. Oh, yeah, that's Hastings fish. Okay. Okay, which means the meat train has already passed through and it's heading down this way. Now, obviously, I need a lot of signaling done, but I figured, like once I get the line running, okay, and that is our meat train, sorry, our food train down to New Haven. So I do need to make sure that this line is working. Now I did see fish down here and it should produce 200 fish. It is. And we've got a passenger train running along with our fish train. So I'm going to tell him to wait till he's full, because his rate is better than 300. So that means that this will be a one-track train. So see what I mean? Like I've made this have the ability for 2 trains. And later on, it will bring tools down. So maybe in the future, it might need a second train. I don't know. I doubt it. It will just bring tools back, right? I knew this would always be a one track line with a one train on it. Now, he needs to not own this track. So we do need a signal on there. And then down this end, nothing, right? No. Just need a signal there. Okay. So our fish should transfer from here onto the meat line, which it has. And then we could tell you, no, we're not going to tell you to wait for anything. You're just going to take whatever you can. All right. Next line, while that's working, and we are playing while all this is on too, by the way. Like, I mean, when I put the trains on, I could probably do it in a better order. Maybe. Okay. So we have a line here. On the right or on the left? On the right has the ability, on the left has the ability to drop into there. But to be honest, I don't need that from Southampton. On the right has the ability for more mail drops. We don't need to go into there from here. So this line that I'm really looking at is these two here. And they're going all the way through to the steel or to the steel. I haven't thought this through properly, have I? They will actually jump off here. I think that I want them on this line here, which is a dead end. And the reason why it's a dead end is I wasn't sure whether I needed access to those. And so you're going to cross over to there. At speed, please. 100? Close enough. And then you're going to cross over to there as well. Now I'm looking for a way of getting the sand up here. Oops. New line. We'll start down this end. So it'll be here. We need to see, yeah, that's where I wanted it. And then you join into there. And then you run right down through the middle into there. Perfect. Okay. And then all right, is it taking anything back with him? No, it's not. Well, no, it's not. What if it stopped into the mail? Which is what I was thinking of doing with this line here. If it jumped over to there, it could actually drop mail into there on the way back and then join into that line. Let's do mail at the end. Let's not worry about, I can make some adjustments after. Okay, so that's our oil sand. And then we want to move oil sand from here to here and then bring back either sand or fuel or both. Both. Can we get a train to handle all three, to deliver Okay, so we've got a line here for New Haven oil sand, fuel and sand. Okay. So we want a train to run this line, and I'll have to negotiate my way through here with a number of trains. What does our goods wagon do? Can I do all? No. Yeah, I need all three. No, I don't. I don't need all three on this side. All I need on this side is the oil sand. I'm not bringing back fuel, and I'm not bringing back sand unless what? Unless well, this one does. Let's do wagons, because I can bring the oil sand up in the wagons at 105 capacity. And it can bring back nothing. I don't want it to bring back mail. I need a short run for the mail. Unless, like I said, it drops in there to do mail on the way back. Then it'll be... Yeah, okay. Could do that. Let's put it on and see what happens. It more than likely will do something weird with the mail. I need to be able to see the line. The line is the pink. I'm just thinking if it dropped into here and did mail, that would be kind of interesting. There is a passenger station here, and why? Because it's obviously going to expand around the corner here. And this one deals with into the middle there and up to the corner. So, like, I could just run a single train there. It was an afterthought. I kind of had these trucks here running all the way through and coming off this line here. But as an afterthought, I removed them and put a passenger line in. The other alternative was to make this. This one here could be the passenger. Oh, and the other thing is I was thinking I could have extended this, but I really can't, you know, like, I'd have to make everything turn left here and then come in straight if I extended this. But I don't think I need an extension, to be honest. I really just want to deal with the mail here. Okay, so we've got I should have paused it. Okay. I need to have a train here that is this is the one that I want all three. So the state car can do the oil sand and the fuel, but it can't do the sand. And the open wagon can do the sand, the fuel, can do everything, and the mail, and the waste. This might end up being my everything train, right? Now it doesn't have a very high capacity, right? 156 meters, 88. So I lose like 20 capacity. Maybe not as much as 20, about 15. And a little bit of speed. And a little bit of speed, maybe. It's better than 50 though, right? I get 60. Okay, so I'll put just one of them on that line, but I'm almost certain I need more. So we're looking for the oil, sand, fuel, and sand. Now I'm worried about some sort of clashing here. I don't know whether it will just be visual or whether it'll be actual. Okay, so what are you carrying? Because you're meant to be bringing food down. You're not bringing anything back. Okay, there's our everything train. So my thoughts were, what if I just ran mail across to there? Is there any way, I think this is probably too tight to get a train. No, I don't need two lines there, since you need one. You need to be able to get across to there and then get across to there and go and drop a mail off. And how would I get a train onto that line? You can't. Not at the moment. So that's what this line here is for. But then you can't get to anything over there unless you put it all the way back here. One more, get it right over. So what I'm thinking is a short one into here. That gets me across to there. And it also gets me into here. Okay. That'll be a short one into here. I am putting a mail train in. I'll need to make the line, and it will be between here and here. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted. We'll name it. I guess it's another Brighton mail, right? Well, that's Brighton mail. This should actually be called Southampton mail. Yep. Okay. Now in here we're going to need fuel. We're going to need fuel into here and into here. So like I was thinking that could have been our fuel into there and into there. What if I run fuel into here and into here? So for the cargo, I want fuel. Fuel and mail would be cool. No, fuel and mail on the other side. On this one, what about just fuel? Just fuel? Yeah, I like that. We'll name it. Okay, we'll name that Worthing Fuel. And then this one would be fuel and mail. Which means this train could have been fuel and mail. But our goods wagons don't carry fuel, do they? No, that's kind of like everything but fuel. It won't be a lot of fuel. And it won't be a lot of mail, will it? It could be a lot of mail, actually. Is it carrying anything at the moment? No, you're not meant to be doing that. Pause. Okay, you are doing mail. You're not meant to be doing oil sands. So someone is helping with the oil sands, and that would be the mail train. So we've got a mail train carrying oil sands up here. And the Brighton Mail. Did I put 2 trains on the Brighton Mail? Oh, that actually is the oil sands. And they're bringing some mail up because I didn't have a mail train running here properly. And this is the mail train, but why has it got oil sand on it? That must be the mail train is bringing oil sand up, which would be this one. Yeah. And I want to stop it from doing that. How do I stop it from doing that? Press. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry. It's not picking up any more. So what I'll do is I'll tell it now, from now on, at Southampton Cargo, no oil sand. Okay. Okay, so, but I do want to deliver fuel here. So on this train, I want to change this one over to an everything train. So we'll remove these and we'll make this an everything train. It won't have as much capacity, but it will be more versatile. And hopefully I can get away with just running one train in between there that's more versatile. All right. I think this will be running okay. So what we'll do is we'll finish up this episode by checking in on the fish. So the fish should be emptying every single time because of the rate, and he sits there and waits and fills up. So he brings up the fish, and that's the meat. I am not interested in checking the meat, am I? I'm interested in checking the fish. Okay, so we're supplying the fish, and the fish is being picked up here on this platform here by this train. And it's bringing the meat back. So it's taking fish and food down, and it's bringing meat and mail back. Okay, there's a lot there. I'll go 3 trains. I'll go 3 trains on that. That's con mats, not... Why are you not carrying con mats? Okay. I probably need to start thinking about the sand as well, because it looks like our food is doing all right. It's actually running. We need to get we need to get all the fish down there. So I've just fixed that with 3 trains. We should be delivering food into here on what? What if our combat's train delivered food as well? Oop, that's a double slip. Oh no, we're not delivering food into here. What are you talking about, Sims? We're delivering combats. No, the food, all of the food goes down, and we're delivering food into this side. So he's picking up fuel. I think we're cooking now. I have to do some signal work, obviously. Like, what's going on here with the signaling? Nothing. That's coming up and down. That's the up. Oh, look at that. That works. Okay. I didn't get a perfect look at it, but okay, you're coming down, you're coming down, you're heading up. Okay. Our signal's okay there. Here's our oil sand coming down. Are you bringing oil sand as well, mate? You are. You're meant to be doing food, but you're not. We're not getting food yet here at Brighton. There is no food on any of these platforms. But we've got 3 trains now running the food down with the fish. So that should start working. For now, I'm going to let him bring the oil sands down. We've got so much mail here. Okay, cool. What's the mail doing now? Oh, wow. That's going to max out to 400 on these three cities in the south, which is why we've got another mail sorting center there that I'll need to hook into the cargo hub. Yeah. If I hook this one into the cargo hub, that'll distribute, and we can hook these 2 cities into that one. All right. Man, we're screaming along. What have we got happening here? We got passengers. We've got fuel. 2 fuel. We've got mail. And we've got mail. Thank you very much for watching today. We have fish online coming down to the meat. We have meat going back to the food. The fish picks up the food as well as the fish and takes it down to here. We have food being delivered here, hopefully. But not here. We probably want food delivered here as well. The idea is that he delivers food and he stops here, and then he stops here, and then he comes back. And at the moment, he is allowed to bring some sand oil down because he's helping out. He's helping out this train, which is not carrying anything at the moment because we don't have enough oil sand coming in. That's our oil sand train waiting. So I take the opportunity to put a signaling behind it. I don't need that one there. Okay. Okay, so we're bringing oil sand into here, transferring it on the outside, and bringing all three back to here. We then deliver fuel here and here. We need to get fuel into here. But that fuel bypasses and goes to here. What do? We tell him to pick up fuel on the way through. That's an option. Or we just run a fuel train up to here and tell him to drop off and turn around. All right, we can sort that out. We probably need an episode like of just to smooth this out with some extra signaling. And to start thinking about getting waste into here. So we'll need the steel into here, and we'll need the tools into here and here. We'll need those options open for when we start dropping waste into there. And so we'll need to fix up some sort of drop-off platform here. And we'll bring the tools up into here. Oh, and then the meat train can take, because the meat train's going to be half empty all the time. So the meat train can bring the tools up to here, and then the fish can drop the tools into here and the tools into here. What do we have running along here for goods? Nothing. We'll need a tools train into there. Didn't we put it? No. I don't have a goods line yet into there. And that can come out of here or here. Oh, man. Okay. You guys have a great week. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.